and gentlemen, you're all very welcome. We started last night 10 minutes early, so we're starting 10 minutes late this afternoon, and apologies to those who came on time. It's not natural or normal in Cavan to start anything on time, so it's comforting to start approximately 10 minutes late. So I'd just like to thank, first of all at the outset, Paddy Smith, our cameraman. We had a younger cameraman last night, my son, but he's sacked because the battery ran out of the camera just before Paddy Smith spoke. So Paddy is now in pole position to do the filming of this event, so thank you, Paddy. Halligan is my name, another Paddy, you know you're in Ireland. And I'm the coordinator of the LitLab currently, the group that sort of is behind this particular festival. And it's the first festival that we've ever put on in Bailieborough. And to date we've had a very nice group of people come to listen and to read. So far we're very happy the way things have gone. And the gods have looked down on us with the weather, which helps as well. And this is the third event of the festival, and it's the reading of the shortlisted poems that were on the website. Obviously, those of you who are here have seen the website and seen the quilt a poem competition that we sort of came up with because of the fact that I suppose my wife has been quilting all her life, and this is some of her work on the walls here, and I just felt that she should put it up for people just to view and admire, because I think it's fantastic. And like any clear woman, she's very modest herself and just continues sewing in the background, but it's nice to have them up here. And we thought of the idea then of maybe putting a poem together based on the quilts. So that's what we did, and thank you very much to those of you who have come to read today, who are shortlisted. We got a great response online from all over the world, and it was great, and it was lovely to read the poems. And somebody obviously had to be chosen in the shortlist, so we have, or rather Michael's put together a shortlist. I didn't have anything to do with that. I just did the logistics of the emails and whatnot. By the way, there are chairs at the front here for the people standing in the back. If you want to. Why don't you sit? There's 3 chairs here in front. Okay, come up here, ladies. There's no need to be standing. So you're bigger standing like a dog sitting. So, without any further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Michael Farry. Michael was the adjudicator that we nominated for this particular competition. He was the only one that had access to the poems totally anonymously, didn't know who the poems came from, apart from the file that I sent him. So Michael spent quite a lot of time going through the poems, and I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay, thank you, Paddy, and you're all very welcome. It's great to see all of you here, and especially welcome to the shortlisted poets who made it here. I'm not going to give a speech, but I'll say a few words about the process of judging, and then we'll read the shortlisted poems either by the poet or by one of our own members here, and I'll make maybe a small comment about each poem after it's read, and then at the end we'll announce who is the overall winner. I have to say I was volunteered for this job, and I'm not sure whether it was an honour or whether I was sort of handed the poisoned chalice. But I accepted it because it was a challenge. And I was obviously the best person to do it because I've been rejected and lost in competitions so many times that I have a huge track record of failure in competitions. I enter a lot of competitions, I send off to lots of magazines, and most of them are rejections. Now, I should say that this year I did win the Fermoy International Poetry Competition, so, you know, maybe that might have been one reason as well. And I've been editing a little magazine in Trim for 14 issues. The magazine is called Bailieborough, and we get stuff in from all over the world, and we edit it and choose a certain amount of material each issue. But this is different. I found this completely different. It's anonymous, first of all. So with Bailieborough, if Michael Longley sends you a poem, for instance, it goes in. Don't read it, you just cut it. With this, I didn't know who sent the poems. Now, I know quite a number of poets, obviously, around the country, and I knew that some of them had entered, but I couldn't figure out, you know, which poem belonged to which person. There was at no stage did I recognize anyone's style, if such a thing actually exists. So, I was scared as well, I suppose, when I started that my biases were going to come through and that we end up with 9 or 10 poems in the short list that all looked the same, sounded the same. And when I did do the list of 10 or 9 shortlisted poems, I was thrilled to see that they did not look all the same. They didn't have common themes. Even on the page they looked different. Some of them were nice, tight, short, stanza poems. Others were a bit more free-form, long lines, short lines. And some of them went almost to the limit of the length of the poem we allowed, which I think was 60 lines. There was at least 157. But most were generally around that 35-40, which has become a kind of a standard because of competitions that say 40 lines. And when you turn over the page to the next poem and you see it's going to be 2 pages of long lines, something inside you says, this had better be good if I'm going to have to read through all this. So the ones that did get through, that have long lines and go on to the second page, are really good. Having said that, the short ones are also really